Week 1. Getting to know each other. Day 1. Introductions. John. Hey, Mike, I'm John. Nice to meet you. Mike. Nice to meet you too, John. What do you do for a living? John. I'm an engineer. I work for a tech company. How about you? Mike. I'm a teacher. I teach high school math. Do you enjoy your job? John. Yes, I do. It can be challenging at times, but it's rewarding. What about you? Do you like teaching? Mike. I love it. Seeing my students understand difficult concepts is very fulfilling. Day 2. Hobbies. John. So, Mike, what do you like to do in your free time? Mike. I enjoy playing basketball and reading. How about you? John. I like hiking and playing guitar. Have you read any good books lately? Mike. Yes, I just finished The Silent Patient. It's a great thriller. Do you play in a band? John. No, just for fun at home. Maybe one day I'll join a band. Day 3. Family. John. Do you have any siblings, Mike? Mike. Yes, I have an older brother and a younger sister. How about you? John. I'm an only child. Do you all get along well? Mike. Most of the time. We have our disagreements, but we're close. Do you visit your family often? John. Yes. I visit my parents every weekend. They live nearby. Day 4. Daily routine. John. What's a typical day like for you, Mike? Mike. I wake up at 6 a.m., go for a jog, then head to school. After work, I usually relax by reading or watching TV. How about you? John. I wake up at 7 a.m., have breakfast, then head to work. In the evening, I like to play guitar or go for a walk. Do you cook your own meals? Mike. Sometimes. I enjoy cooking on weekends when I have more time. Day 5. Work life. John. How do you handle stress at work? Mike. I try to stay organized and take breaks when I need to. Exercise also helps. What about you? John. I agree. Staying organized is key. I also like to listen to music to unwind. Do you have any big projects at the moment? Mike. Yes, we're preparing for the end-of-year exams. It's a busy time. Day 6. Weekends. John. What do you usually do on weekends, Mike? Mike. I like to spend time outdoors, either playing basketball or hiking. Sometimes I visit friends or family. How about you? John. I enjoy going for long hikes or exploring new places. Do you have any favorite hiking spots? Mike. Yes, there's a great trail near the river. It's beautiful and peaceful. Day 7. Travel plans. John. Do you have any travel plans for this year? Mike. Yes, I'm planning to visit Japan. I've always wanted to see Tokyo and Kyoto. Do you like to travel? John. I love it. I'm planning a trip to Italy later this year. Have you traveled a lot? Mike. Not as much as I'd like to, but I've been to a few countries in Europe. Week 2. Interests and experiences. Day 8. Favorite movies. John. What's your favorite movie, Mike? Mike. It's hard to choose, but I really like The Shawshank Redemption. How about you? John. I love Inception. The story is so complex and fascinating. Do you watch movies often? Mike. Yes, I try to watch a movie every weekend. It's a great way to relax. Day 9. Sports. John. Do you follow any sports? Mike. Yes, I'm a big basketball fan. I follow the NBA closely. Do you like sports? John. I enjoy watching soccer. My favorite team is Barcelona. Do you play any sports? Mike. I play basketball with friends on weekends. It's a lot of fun. Day 10. Music. John. What kind of music do you like, Mike? Mike. I enjoy rock and jazz. How about you? John. I like rock and classical music. Do you play any instruments? Mike. I used to play the piano, but I haven't played in years. How long have you been playing guitar? John. For about 5 years now. It's a great way to unwind. Day 11. Books. John. Have you read any interesting books lately? Mike. Yes, I just finished 1984 by George Orwell. It's a thought-provoking read. What about you? John. I'm currently reading Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari. It's fascinating. Do you prefer fiction or nonfiction? Mike. I like both. but I usually lean towards fiction. Day 12. Technology. John. Are you into technology, Mike? Mike. Yes, I find it very interesting. I like to keep up with the latest gadgets and trends. How about you? John. Definitely. I work in tech, so I'm always looking out for new advancements. Do you have a favorite gadget? Mike. My smartphone. It's amazing how much you can do with it nowadays. Day 13. Food. John. What's your favorite food? Mike. I love Italian food, especially pasta. How about you? John. I enjoy sushi. It's delicious and healthy. Do you like to cook? Mike. Yes, I find it relaxing. Do you cook often? John. I try to. It's a nice way to unwind after a long day. Day 14. Education. John. Where did you go to school, Mike? Mike. I studied at the University of California. How about you? John. I went to MIT. What did you major in? Mike. I majored in mathematics. And you? John. I majored in computer science. It was a challenging but rewarding experience. Week 3. Deeper topics. Day 15. Career goals. John. What are your career goals, Mike? Mike. I hope to become a school principal one day. How about you? John. I want to become a senior engineer and maybe start my own company. Do you have any specific plans for achieving your goal? Mike. I'm taking additional courses and looking for leadership opportunities at work. Day 16. Future plans. John. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Mike. I hope to be in a leadership role at my school. How about you? John. I'd like to be working on cutting-edge technology and possibly running my own startup. Do you have any long-term goals? Mike. Yes, I'd like to travel more and learn new skills. Day 17. Challenges. John. What's the biggest challenge you faced in your career? Mike. Probably managing difficult students and ensuring they stay motivated. How about you? John. Balancing multiple projects and meeting tight deadlines. How do you deal with challenges? Mike. I try to stay calm and find effective solutions. It's important to stay positive. Day 18. Personal growth. John. How do you work on personal growth, Mike? Mike. I read a lot and try to learn new skills. How about you? John. I set goals and regularly reflect on my progress. Do you have a mentor? Mike. Yes, my former professor. He gives me great advice. Do you have one? John. Yes, my manager. He's very supportive and helps me grow. Day 19. Health and fitness. John. How do you stay fit and healthy? Mike. I try to eat well and exercise regularly. How about you? John. Same here. I go to the gym and try to eat a balanced diet. Do you follow a specific fitness routine? Mike. Yes, I do weight training and cardio. What about you? John. I focus on strength training and running. Day 20. Financial planning. John. Do you have any tips for financial planning? Mike. I try to save a portion of my income and invest wisely. How about you? John. I set a budget and stick to it. Investing is also important. Do you use any financial tools? Mike. Yes. I use a budgeting app to track my expenses. Do you? John. Yes. It helps me stay on top of my finances. Day 21. Social issues. John. What's your view on climate change, Mike? Mike. It's a serious issue that needs immediate attention. We all need to do our part. How about you? John. I agree. We need to adopt sustainable practices and support policies that address climate change. Do you follow any? Mike. Definitely. I try to reduce my carbon footprint by recycling and using public transportation whenever possible. What about you? John. I do the same. I also try to support businesses that are environmentally friendly. Do you discuss these topics with your students? Mike. Yes, I think it's important to educate the younger generation about these issues. They are the future after all. Week 4. More complex conversations. Day 22. Politics. John. Do you follow politics closely, Mike? Mike. Yes, I think it's important to stay informed. How about you? John. I do, but it can be quite overwhelming sometimes. Do you think the current political climate is improving? Mike. It's hard to say. There are positive changes happening, but there are also many challenges. What do you think? John. I agree. It's a mixed bag. It's important for us to stay engaged and vote for the changes we want to see. Day 23. Technology and the future. John. How do you think technology will shape the future, Mike? Mike. I think it will continue to advance rapidly and change many aspects of our lives, from work to healthcare. What about you? John. I believe so too. AI and automation will play huge roles. Do you think there will be more benefits or downsides? Mike. Both, probably. While technology can improve efficiency and quality of life, it can also lead to job displacement and privacy concerns. Day 24. Cultural differences. John. Have you experienced any interesting cultural differences when traveling? Mike. Yes, definitely. When I visited Japan, I was fascinated by their customs and etiquette. How about you? John. I noticed a lot of differences when I traveled to Italy, especially in their approach to meals and social gatherings. Do you find it challenging to adapt to new cultures? Mike. Sometimes, but it's also very enriching. It broadens your perspective and makes you more empathetic. Day 25. Personal values. John. What are some of your core personal values, Mike? Mike. Integrity, kindness, and perseverance. How about you? John. Honesty, respect, and hard work. How do you incorporate these values into your daily life? Mike. I try to be fair and kind in my interactions with others and always give my best effort in whatever I do. Do you find it difficult to stay true to your values? John. Sometimes, but I believe it's important to strive for consistency. Day 26. Learning and education. John. What do you think is the most effective way to learn something new, Mike? Mike. I believe in a hands-on approach combined with theoretical knowledge. How about you? John. I agree. Practical experience is invaluable. Do you think the current education system supports this approach? Mike. Not entirely. There's too much focus on memorization and not enough on critical thinking and practical skills. Day 27. Achievements and failures. John. What would you say is your biggest achievement so far? Mike. Completing my degree while working full-time was a huge milestone for me. How about you? John. Launching a successful project at work that had a big impact on our company. What about failures? Have you faced any major setbacks? Mike. Yes, I failed an important exam once, but it taught me resilience and the importance of preparation. What about you? John. I had a business idea that didn't work out. It was a tough experience, but I learned a lot from it. Day 28. Personal relationships. John. How do you maintain healthy relationships with friends and family? Mike. Communication is key. I try to be present and supportive. How about you? John. Same here. I also believe in making time for the people who matter. Do you find it difficult to balance relationships with other responsibilities? Mike. Sometimes, but it's all about prioritizing and being mindful. Day 29. Reflecting on the past month. John. Looking back on the past month, what have you learned or improved on? Mike. I think I've become better at managing my time and staying focused on my goals. How about you? John. I've worked on being more organized and efficient at work. What's one thing you wish you had done differently? Mike. I wish I had taken more time to relax and unwind. It's important not to burn out. Day 30. Future conversations and goals. John. What are your goals for the next month, Mike? Mike. I want to focus on improving my health and learning a new skill. How about you? John. I want to start a new project at work and spend more quality time with my family. Do you have any plans for the weekend? Mike. I'm planning to go hiking and catch up on some reading. What about you? John. I'm thinking of visiting my parents and maybe having a barbecue. Let's catch up again soon. Mike. Definitely. It's been great talking to you, John. Have a great weekend.